Namaste. So tonight I'm going to read Book 4, Chapter 24, on the stealing away of Pradyumna in the Maha Devi Bhagavatam. Om Vakratu Namakaya Surya Kodi Samudra Nira Vikaram Kodi Samudra. Hari Om Tat Sat. Vyasa said, on the other hand, there, at the house of Nanda, early in the next morning, commenced the grand birthday festivity. Kamsa came to know afterwards by his spies, as well as by general rumor, that at Gokula in the house of Nanda, a very joyous festival on a grand scale was being performed. He also knew before that the other wives of Vasudeva, his animals and his servants were all staying at Nanda's residence in Gokula. O Bharata, thus all these gave reasons to Kamsa to suspect the place Gokula. Especially Narada told him before that the residents, the cowherds at Gokula, Nanda and others, their wives, Devaki and Vasudeva, were all devas incarnates, and consequently they were his enemies. Thus being brought to more confidence by Narada's words, the vicious Kamsa, the disgrace to his family, was very angry and sent there his demons Putana, Baka, Vatsa, the great Asura, the powerful Denuka, Pralamba. They were all killed by Krishna, of unsurpassable prowess. Shri Krishna held aloft also the hillock, Govardhana, to protect the cowherds and cows, etc. Hearing all these, Kamsa became certain also of his own death. Lastly, when the evil-minded Kamsa heard that the Decha Kesi was also slain, then he made arrangements for a sacrifice known as Dhanur Yajna, and under his pretext wanted to bring over there at Mathura the two brothers Krishna and Balarama. The evil-minded Kamsa, to effect the death of those two, Rama and Krishna, of unsurpassable prowess, sent Akrura to Gokula to bring them over to Mathura. Akrura, the son of Gandhini, under the orders of Kamsa, went to Gokula and brought the two boys on a chariot to Mathura. On arriving at Mathura, Rama and Krishna first broke the bow, killed Rajaka, the elephant, Kumbhalaya, Chanur, Mustika, Sala, Tosala, and other athletes and warriors. Last of all, Hari, the lord of the Devas, holding Kamsa by his hair, killed him with utmost ease. The enemy destroyer, Krishna, removed the sorrows of his father and mother and released them from their prisons and gave over the kingdom to Mathura to Ugrasena, the father of Kamsa. The high-minded Vasudeva then, with the triple girdle made of munja grass, performed the Upanayana ceremonies, wearing the sacred thread round the body of Rama and Krishna, and made them accept the vow of brahmacharya. They then departed to the hermitage of the holy Muni Sandipana to acquire knowledge. Learning all the Vedas knowledge there, they returned quickly to Mathura. The two sons, Anaka Dundubi, stayed there and on attaining their 12th year became proficient in all the branches of learning and became very powerful. That time Jarasandha, being grieved at the killing of his son-in-law Kamsa, collected a strong and numerous army and marched to Mathura. 17 times Jarasandha, the king of Magadha, attacked Mathura, and 17 times he was defeated by the ingenuity of that highly intelligent Shri Krishna, who was of firm resolve and was then residing in Mathura. Lastly, Jarasandha sent the Kalayavana, black Yavana, to invade Mathura. These Yavanas were brave and the lords of all Mlachas, untouchables, and extremely terrific to the Yadavas. Note, Kalayavana, a king of Yavanas, an enemy of Krishna, and an invincible foe of the Yadavas. Krishna, finding it impossible to vanquish him in the field of battle, cunningly decoyed him to the cave where Muchukunda was sleeping, who burned him down. Yavana means a Greek or Ionian, then any foreigner or barbarian. The word is applied at present to a Mohammedan or a European also. So I'm going to repeat that again. The word is applied at present to a Mohammedan or European also. Hearing that Kala Yavana was coming to attack the Yadavas, Krishna, the destroyer of Madhu, called all the Yadavas and Baladeva and addressed them thus: O Blessed One, now a cause of great terror has appeared amongst us. Kala Yavana is being sent by our powerful enemy Jarasandha to attack Mathura. Now what to do? It is better to save one's life by leaving aside all our homes, wealth, and army. You should all know that is the place of our fathers and forefathers where we can safely and happily dwell, where there is a constant source of anxiety and uneasiness that, though the place of our fathers and forefathers ought to be avoided, never ought anyone to dwell there. If you want to dwell at ease and comfort, you ought to dwell in that country or place which is adjacent to a sea or mountain, where there is no fear for an enemy. The sages will always remain there. See, the Bhagavan Hari, being afraid, as it were, of his enemy, has taken refuge on the body of 1,000-headed Sesha serpent as his sleeping place, and is sleeping at ease and comfort on the ocean. It seems likely that the enemy of Tripura, the great Shiva, is also dwelling on the Kailasa mountain. We too are being constantly worried by our enemies here. Therefore, we ought not to live here any longer. We should all go to Dwarika city with our friends, relatives, and wealth. Garuda, the king of the birds, has given us the detailed information of the city Dwarika. That beautiful city is situated on the seashore in the vicinity of the Revataka mountain. Vyasa said, the Yadava chiefs, hearing Sri Krishna's utterances fraught with their welfare, were ready to depart to the place Dwarika, attended by their friends, relatives, and appurtenances. Then they collected their camels, mares, and buffaloes, and filled their conveyances with wealth, gems, and precious stones, and marched out of their place. Rama and Krishna went in front. The Yadavas and other subjects then marched in groups, several parties. Marching some days, they all reach Dvaravati. Then the portions of the city that were dilapidated or destroyed, Sri Krishna had them repaired by engineers, artisans and craftsmen. Placing the Yadavas there, Kesava and Baladeva quickly returned to Mathura and began to stay in that desolated city. The extremely powerful king of the Yavanas arrived then at Mathura. Krishna, knowing that the Yavana chief had come there, went out of the city. The Bhagavan Madhusudana, the destroyer of the boastings of asuras and other people dressed in yellow robes, appeared on foot before the Kala Yavan with smile on his lips. Seeing the lotus-eyed Krishna before him, the treacherous lord of the Yavanas pursued him on foot to catch hold of him. Where the powerful Rajasi Muchukunda was sleeping soundly, the Bhagavan Hari led Kalayavana there. There Sri Krishna saw Muchukunda and vanished away at once. The king of the Yavanas, on arriving there, found the Rajasi, the royal sage, there in deep sleep. The wicked Yavana, mistaking Muchukunda for Sri Krishna, gave him a good kick. The powerful king Muchukunda got up and was very angry. His eyes became red and reduced that vicious Yavana instantly into ashes. When Muchukunda burnt the Yavana, he saw the lotus-eyed Krishna. He bowed down to that supreme Deva, Vasudeva, and went to the forest. Sri Krishna then went back to the city Dwarka with Rama and made Ugrasena there the king and began to enjoy at his will. At the marriage ceremony of Susupala at the palace of the king of Vidarbha, Janardhan Vishnu carried away by force Rukmini, the bride-elect, for the Swayambhara assembly where the husband is self-elected by the bride herself, and afterwards married her according to the rule called Raksasa Vidhi. Raksasa Vidhi, one of the 8 forms of marriage in Hindu law in which a girl is forcibly seized and carried away after the defeat or destruction of her relatives in battle. Afterwards he brought also Jambavati, Satyabhama, Mitravinda, Kalindi, Laxmana, Bhadra, and auspicious Nag Najiti, the daughter of the king Nag Najit, on various occasions and married them. O Lord of the earth, these 8 women were the best and most beautiful of Sri Krishna's wives. Rukmini first gave birth to a beautiful child named Pradyumna, and Sri Krishna performed the religious ceremony at the birth of his child. Then the powerful Danava named Samvara stole away the little baby from the lying-in chamber and carried him to his own city and made him over under the charge of Mayavati. Coming to know that his son had been stolen away, Sri Krishna became very much overpowered with sorrow and took the shelter of the Supreme Goddess, the Devi, with a heart full of devotion. Sri Krishna then began to chant in sweet, auspicious tone, hymns and alphabets conveying the highest meanings in adoration of the Yogamaya, who slew Vitrasura and other dechas with ease and alacrity. O Mother, I, in my former birth as the son of Dharma, appeased you by my ascetic practices in the hermitage of Badari and worshipped you with various offerings. O Mother, have you now forgotten all my devotion to you? O Mother, has an evil-minded enemy stole away my son from the lying-in chamber? Or have you yourself done it to make a fun and see the amusement? It seems that someone of my enemies has done so to insult me. However, you, O Mother, ought not to put your devotee under this shameful condition. O Mother, this Dwarika city is well guarded. A very strong fort is built in its middle, and my place is in the midst of that again, and the lying-in chamber is again in the middle. I therefore must say that it is due to my bad luck that the child is stolen away. O mother, I did not go to the house of my enemy. The Yadavas also did not go there. This city is guarded by valiant soldiers. Then how is it under what charm the baby has been stolen? O mother, now I come to know that it is due to your Maya. Such things are common due to your Maya in the three worlds. O mother, when I am ignorant of your deepest mysteries, how can there exist anyone among the little-minded jivas that can know your doings? My watchmen could not see anything, where my child was taken away and who has stolen it. O mother, I come to the conclusion that it is hidden behind the screen of your Maya. O mother, it is not strange with you to the chaste woman Rohini Devi, though situated at a great distance and not connected with any male persons, you in the 5th month moved away, the son of my knowledge, from the womb of my mother, and thus Baladeva was born to Rohini. This is now known to all. Mother, you are incessantly creating, preserving, and destroying this whole universe by the mixture of the three qualities. Who can know your sin-destroying doings? Mother, there is no need of dwelling at length. Suffice it to say that you, no doubt, are doing all that are being done in this whole universe. You first create the joy at the birth of a child. Again, you load us with heavy burdens of sorrows due to the separation from that child. Thus you are always sporting, otherwise how my joy at the birth of my child would thus be rendered quite useless. The mother of that child is always weeping like an ewe. Straying from a flock, she is giving vent to her sorrows always to me, O kind-hearted, being thus endowed with illimitable prowess and understanding. Do you not know my troubles, O mother? You are the only source of consolation to one suffering from the sorrows of this world. There is no doubt in this. O goddess, the wise sayers say that the birth of a child in any house is the highest bliss there, and the death of a child is the greatest sorrow that can befall to any house. Therefore, O mother, what shall I do in this? What shall I say more than that my heart is going to burst, due to the disappearance of my child? O mother, I will perform all the necessary sacrifices, take up vows, perform all sorts of worship to the entire satisfaction of the great fate, ordainer of things. You be pleased to remove my sorrow. O mother, if my son be alive, kindly show him once to me. Mother, there is no other than you who is fully capable to destroy this, my pain and sorrow, raging in my heart. Vyasa said, he who brings into practice things that are considered impracticable for the devas and removes the load of the goddess earth with ease and alacrity. The same Saviour of worlds, Sri Krishna, thus chanted hymns in adoration of the great goddess. The Devi then became visible to him and said, O Lord of the Devas, do not any longer be sorrowful and miserable. There had been a curse on you before, and for that reason, the Decha Sambara has stolen away your son by his demonic magic. Therefore, when your son will grow 16 years old, then he will, by my grace, kill the Decha perforce and will return to you. There is no doubt in this. O King, thus saying these words full of hope and confidence, the great goddess Chandika of formidable prowess disappeared. Krishna too quitted his sorrows due to the bereavement of his child and began to spend his time in happiness and peace. Here ends the 24th chapter of the 4th book of Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, the Mahapuranam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Vedvyasa, on the stealing away of Pradyumna. Om. Jaini Mangalakari Bhadrakali Bhaktadakshmaja. Om Tua Mata Chapita Tua Tua Bandusha Sakat.